This is the ACTBEST Core Electric Bike. It's got a pretty striking look, kind of modern, with a step-through frame that makes getting on and off way easier, especially if you're commuting through busy streets or wearing more formal clothes. The Core has those clean lines and a bit of an urban vibe, with 26-inch tires that are slim enough for city speed, but still thick enough to give you comfort and stability. Actually, the color is this sharp black, and you can just tell it means business. From my experience, when I got the box, the first thing I noticed right away was the weight. This bike is solid. With the battery on, it's about 45 kilograms, so it's definitely not something you want to be carrying up and down stairs all the time. The assembly was mostly simple. It claims to be 90% assembled out of the box, and I'd say that's accurate. The trickiest part for me was getting the seat perfectly level, because it came slightly slanted down. I had to get under there, loosen up the bolt, adjust the angle, and tighten it up again. It took me a bit longer than expected, but once I sorted it out, the seat actually felt really comfortable. The seat itself is thick, soft, and covered in faux leather, which I appreciate for longer rides or when the weather is a little unpredictable. Now, talking about key features, what stands out right away is the motor. The Core has a 350-watt brushless motor, but it peaks at 750 watts. That means when you need an extra kick, maybe going up a hill, or just taking off from a traffic light, you can really feel the boost. The throttle and the pedal assist both work pretty seamlessly. For those who are new to this, a throttle is a little lever. In this case, you can move it to either side of the handlebar. That gives you motor power without pedaling like a scooter. Pedal assist gives you a little push while you pedal, and on this bike, there are 5 levels so you can pick how easy you want the ride. Switching the throttle from the right to the left side was an improvement for me, since there were just too many buttons clustered over on one side, and it made everything simpler and cleaner to use. The LCD display is clear and easy to read. Speed, battery life, and assist mode all show up without any fuss. There's also a USB port to charge your phone while you're out, which is super practical. From my experience, the battery here is another big selling point. It's a 36-volt 13Ah battery, removable, lockable, and weather-resistant. I unplug it and bring it inside to charge, which is handy if you don't have access to an outlet near your bike storage. Charging takes about 4 to 6 hours, and on a full charge, I get roughly 35 miles using just the throttle, and up to 50 miles if I'm using pedal assist. Those numbers are pretty legit if you're commuting across the city or doing weekend rides. One thing I'll point out is sometimes the charge does take closer to 6 hours if it's fully drained, so it's not a super quick top-off, but it is manageable if you charge overnight. The brakes are mechanical disc style, which is pretty standard on bikes at this price. They work reliably in dry and wet conditions, responding fast enough for those stop-and-go moments in city riding. If you're coming from higher-end bikes, you'll know that hydraulic brakes are a bit smoother, but these mechanical ones do the job just fine for daily commutes. The fork has front suspension, which helps absorb shocks on less than perfect streets or light gravel. Nothing too hardcore, but enough to make it comfortable. There's a dual key lock mechanism on the fork too, so you can adjust and lock it if you want more or less give. Speaking of comfort, the tires are CST foot tires, 26 inches by 2.1 inches wide. They're not fat tires like you see on some electric bikes, which is a plus for me, because they make the bike lighter to pedal and faster overall, especially if you want to get somewhere quickly. The tread is good for pavement, but works decently if you need to head onto a park path. You're also getting front and rear fenders that are actually made of metal, which just feels a notch above the plastic ones. They don't rattle or bend out of shape and help keep you clean if you hit a puddle or rainy street. The lighting is solid. There are front and rear LED lights, so I feel pretty safe riding in low light. There are even turn signals, which is something you don't always see on e-bikes under this price point, and they're especially helpful when you're in city traffic and want to be seen. From my experience, the overall ride quality is what really has me impressed. The combination of the plush saddle, good geometry of the frame, helping my back stay straight, which matters a lot on longer rides, and the way the cockpit is raised a bit, it really allows me to have an upright, comfortable position. I'm a taller rider at 6'4", and I usually struggle with bikes feeling too cramped, but the Core actually fits great once I adjusted the seat height. If you're shorter, the seat also goes down pretty low, so I think the fit would work for most adults. I'd recommend this for anyone looking for an e-bike that's reliable for everyday use, whether that's commuting, running errands around the neighborhood, or getting to campus. It's not a racing bike by any means, but it really shines as something you can count on for getting where you need to go with minimum hassle. I was honestly a bit hesitant at first because of the weight, but since I mostly keep it locked in my garage and only occasionally have to lift it, it's manageable, just something to consider if you live in an apartment or need to carry the bike frequently. Let's talk maintenance and user-friendliness. The drivetrain is a 7-speed Shimano-style setup, controlled by a classic twist grip. Shifting is smooth and lets you tackle little hills or speed up on flat roads easily. Everything you need for basic assembly comes in the box, including the tools. The instructions are clear enough that even if you're new to bikes, you'll figure it out. For ongoing care, just regular cleaning, keeping the chain lubed, and occasionally checking the brakes and tires. The battery pops out with a key, so charging's safe and easy. One thing some people might find annoying is the overall weight. Like I mentioned, it's around 45 kilograms with the battery, so if you have to carry it up steps every day, it's going to wear on you. Battery charge time can sometimes be just a little longer than you expect, especially if you drain it all the way on a long weekend, so plan for that. Some folks might want faster shipping or more info in the box about warranty, but for me, contacting their customer support worked fine, and the 12-month warranty does give some peace of mind. I actually had some skepticism about how versatile it'd be, because I use bikes not just for pure commuting, but also for grocery runs or the occasional ride on gravel paths. But the Core really handles everything I throw at it. I'll say, if you want to go off-road on rough terrain often, you might need a beefier suspension, but for mixed roads and urban rides, this covers pretty much all bases. In conclusion, this quick review of the ACTBEST Core Electric Bike has me genuinely impressed. It comes packed with the key features I care about: strong and quick motor, long-lasting battery, solid comfort, and good safety features, all for a pretty reasonable price. It's perfect for new riders or anyone upgrading from a basic traditional bike, and with the adjustable seat and solid build, it should fit a lot of adults out there. If you're thinking about an e-bike for commuting or everyday adventures, I'd definitely put this on your short list. If you have any questions or want to share your own experience, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more quick reviews and updates. Thank you for watching.